I like to say that a man is the closest thing to God. No matter what's going on, we have to rise consistently every day, and we have to provide consistently every day. We have to serve consistently every day.
He has to have a code. He has to have certain things he's going to say and do, and he means it. You know, when I was coming up, if a man said something, that was his word was bond.
For some guys, they're invisible to women. In order for them to stop complaining, they just really have to step up their game, meaning they have to step up their strategy. They have to become a more attractive guy. So the reason why so many guys are sexless is because they don't have any game.
Weak men need to be purged. And what I mean by that is that there was a time where only the strongest men had valuable things.
Anybody that's been out here in the last 10 years, it's easier to get sex than it is to make $100. Basically put yourself in a position and they throwing it to you. So I think, again, weak men have risen up and they have a voice and they spew their shit onto other weak men and they fall for it. And it's this whole victimhood thing.
I say, okay, put your arm out. They put their arm out. I say, grab your arm. You can grab your arm.
When I think of a man in my head, he takes responsibility with a purpose. And this responsibility gives him struggle, and through that struggle, he gets strength, and through that strength, he creates structure.
Smack your arm. You can smack your arm. Pinch your arm. Okay, you're real. Go fucking knock on Fear's door and grab his arm.
Whatever he wants out of life, whatever he desires out of life, whatever steps he wants to take to secure what he requires, I think he should be true to that first and foremost.
Say what you mean and mean what you say.
See, the emotional male will always use emotions to make excuses for the fact he ain't shit.
You gotta be ready to go the distance behind what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be willing to die about some shit.
Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the woman you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, The Definition of Game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Top Soil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity, specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Yo, what's poppin'? What's good? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the motherfucking dating game, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. What's going on, guys? What's popping with your man? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my lady April MC in the motherfucking building. Shout out to April MC in the motherfucking building. Shout out to who else we got up in here? Shout out to JD, J Bird, Got Game, Armani, Nelson, AJ Lino, Monogamous Player in the building, AT in the building. Shout out to who else we got up in here? Duke Alex is in the building, Chocolate Daddy, pause. P Dub 21 was popping, Tori was good, Captain Crater, TMJ, the Paul 9559 was going on, D's Nuts, Paul's in the building. M Zuwande was popping with you, man. Who else we got up in here? Aussie is in the building. Shout out to Corey in the building. Fit and Life Entertainment is in the building. Mike Larry, Desmond Cook, J-Bone in the building. Jimmy, what's going on? Shout out to you. Who else we got up in here? Dre is in here. ALW. Joe is here. Lewis is here. What's popping with everybody? So today, guys, I'm going to be, responding to a clip from shout out to Game Global, because I know you guys have been watching the so-called debates. You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to them. Shout out to them. So I'm going to be responding to a video from Game Global. And guys, the calling number is 646-481-3901, 646-481-3901. So this is a clip from Game Global. It's about like 20 minutes, but we're going to be responding to this video. And the video is called How to Sexualize Conversations with Women. You feel what I'm saying? But so let me get straight to it and bring this up. But guys, if you have any questions, make sure you call the number 646-481-3901. 646-481-3901 is the number. And if you will have a question and you just want to put it in the chat, put a Q in the chat, and we will get to your questions. And make sure you donate before you call up. All right, so let's bring this up. Let's share the screen real quick. Let me get this cracking and bring this up so we can look at this and see how this is gonna go. Hold on, let me do this first so I can get it the way I needed to get it. Hold on, because I want to make sure I'm getting it the way I need to get it. All right, let me see if I can do this one. Hold on, I always forget the one that I like on this thing. Give me a second so I can get this shit right how I need it. Okay, cool. There we go. I think that's one of the layouts I like. Let me bring up the make it big. Pause. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, it's funny. So I want y'all to know something is that hold on. Where's the damn? I don't see the comment. But anyway, so there was a comment on this video, and somebody basically made a comment, and they were like, I'm so glad that Locario wasn't in this video. I don't know what they was basically saying they were glad I wasn't in this video, but I'm gonna tell you why they were glad I wasn't in this video, because then I would have had to been, checking all the stuff that's being said. But this is why we're here now, so I can actually check this shit. You feel what I'm saying? But this is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we do here with the real game. So, we're going to have some real game so we can get this popping and get this going. You feel what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody in this video. You understand? And shout out to Ice White for putting on these panels and everything, because listen, this is all a learning experience. I'm a teacher. I can't help myself. I have to teach. I have to do this. And, it's like this sickness I have where I hear something and I'm like, no, this is not it. No. And especially when we're talking about something as important as, sexualizing a situation or getting into sexual situations with women, because the thing is that if you don't know what you're doing, right, you can actually get yourself in some trouble. You understand what I'm saying? By not knowing what to do in these situations. You feel what I'm saying? Because what happens is this, for example, when you guys don't have game, right, what you got to understand is that what you're going to do is you're going to attract a lot of women who don't like you. And when you're attracting a lot of women who don't really like you, that can cause drama and problems. This is why, for example, in the news right now, that whole thing with Skip Bayless and the Fox is just stuff, and the chick with the big titties, Joy something, I can't remember her last name, Joy Taylor, is that her name? Anyway, and the other lady that, he was fucking with, whatever. All of that stuff stems from guys dealing with women who don't like them. You understand? Because when a woman doesn't like you, it can be an issue. And the thing is that, especially when we're talking about, sexual things, right? You don't want to be in situations where you're dealing with a woman who doesn't really like you and you're in sexual situations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this, and I'm going to start it, stop it, and then we're going to talk about what's being said in this video. So let's start this. Here we go.
And so there's a few things you have to do. I agree, logistics are important. It's going to make things way easier. But dude, I used to live an hour from the city, and we're pulling girls like an hour away. So it's like definitely important. But I think like the biggest things are, number one, sexualizing the interaction, sexualizing the conversation. Make it clear what's happening later, or at least like have that plausible deniability there for her. Not thinking like, oh, this is completely just friends. This is like all it's going to be. And then you, at the end of the day, you're like, let's come back to mine and see what happens. And the girl's just not prepared, right? So sexualize the conversation.
And see, I agree with that. I'm actually agreeing with him on this one. So this is what I always say. You guys should be flirting, building sexual tension, and the woman should know, right, before she even gets to your house. So let's say you guys are on a date or something like that, or you just randomly met a girl at a bar, met a girl at a party, whatever, you met a girl off of Tinder, whatever. Before a woman comes to your house, she should know that sex is the thing that you want to happen before she steps foot in the house, and she should be basically agreeing to that. But let's continue to see what's going on.
You want to seed the pool. So that goes back to the previous point. Make it clear early on in the interaction. Hey, later on, okay, we're going to go for a drink at mine. So now, if there is something that's going to stop you, like an obstacle, concern, objection, comes up early, and you have time to deal with it without feeling like rushed or needy or pressured. So maybe she says like, I've got a dog at home I need to feed. Maybe she says, I've got work in the morning. Maybe she's on a period. Like, these are all really important things to get early. And then the last point here is you have to get good at dealing with these concerns. Okay. A girl can be.
So now this is the part I'm going to disagree. So basically what he's saying is that a woman will give you some objections as to why sex can't happen, or she can't come over to have sex, and so forth and so on, right? And so what he's saying is that you got to learn how to, deal with those obstacles that she's throwing at you, right? So essentially what he's saying is, figure out a way to get around that thing. Now, this is what you guys have to understand, is that when a woman is giving you any objections or excuses as to why sex can't happen, that means that she is not highly interested in having sex with you, right? And she's not interested in really having sex with you at the moment. And therefore, this is a woman who you should not actually be having sex with at that time. Or I would say, ever, but that's a lot of guys don't like when I take it that far. But what I'm saying is that you should only be having sex with women who are highly sexually attracted to you and who are enthusiastic about having sex with you with no resistance. You understand? So a lot of guys, what they like to do is that they like to find ways to get around the resistance. The problem is that when you do that, what will happen is that you could get women who are going to sleep with you, but on the back end, there could be issues because the woman didn't really want to sleep with you that much in the first place. So then what happens is you get into these situations where she, I shouldn't have did that, or she regrets it. And then you don't want a situation where a woman is regretting sleeping with you. Now, there's some times where a woman could regret sleeping with you and, nothing could happen. She could just be like, like, fuck, I should have did that. But there are times where she regrets it, and then something, you know, unfortunate can happen. And I'm sure I don't have to go through that to let you guys know what I'm talking about. But let's continue.
Attracted to you, she can be into you, but again, these reasons where girls aren't ready to sleep with you, it might be because they have a rule and sleep with guys on the first night. It might be that she has work in the morning, so you need to fish for that, get it out early, and then deal with it. So just simply asking why, right? Why can't you come for a drink at mine? And if she says, I've got work, deal with it. Hey, listen, I've got work early too. I start at 7. I will make sure you get home in time. If she's got a period, tell her you don't give a fuck.
See, so right now what he's doing is that he's trying to negotiate with the chick. And again, if you have to do all this to negotiate with the woman, then that means she's not really trying to fuck you. So she's like, oh, I got to get up for work in the morning. I got to do this. If a woman wants to have sex with you, she's not going to give you an excuse. She's going to, and let's say that's true. Let's say she's like, damn, I got to get up for work in the morning. You know what's going to happen? If she really wants to have sex with you, she's going to come over and have sex with you and be sleepy and tired for work in the morning. You feel what I'm saying? Right? If she has to feed her dog or whatever it is like that, right? She's going to feed her dog real quick, come over, have sex with you, and then come back to walk the dog before and she has to go to sleep or whatever the fuck it is. When a woman wants it, she will find a way to make it happen. When a woman doesn't really want it or she's kind of wishy-washy, she's always going to give you an excuse. That's how it works. But let's continue.
Or if it's like, hey, I don't sleep with guys on the first night, there's plenty of ways to deal with this. I like to just agree with the fucking girl. I'd be like, yeah, that's actually a really good rule to have. Right? I think that's awesome. To be honest, like if I was a girl, I would have that rule.
So now he's like, just agree with what she's saying, you know, validate the nonsense she's talking about because it is nonsense. She's not saying she doesn't have sex on the first date. What she's essentially saying is, I don't want to have sex with you on the first date. See, what you guys have to understand is that what she's saying is not even real. She's essentially saying, I don't want to have sex with you on the first date. Because if she wanted to have sex with him on the first date, then she would have sex with him on the first date. Just like when she meets another guy and she wants to have sex with that guy, she will have sex with that guy on the first date. That's how women work. You understand? See, women don't have any set rules of how they do things. They do things based on how they feel. So if they feel like fucking you on the first date, they will. You understand what I'm saying? It's that simple, but let's continue.
Most guys are fucking rubbish in bed. They can't even make you come once, let alone like 5-6 times. Okay. They are either really needy and like blow up your phone and never leave you alone, or they just want to fuck you and they don't give a shit, right? If I was you, I would wait too, okay? But listen, that's with every other fucking guy, okay? Not me, all right?
Look at Marcus trying to be smooth. Listen, I give him credit for trying to be smooth. But again, what he's trying to do is he's trying to convince the woman, well, let me agree with her, show her that I'm hip to the game. I know, you know, these guys don't know how to fuck. I understand these guys doing that bullshit. But what he doesn't realize is that the girl understands this. She knows everything he's talking about. And she understands that if she wants to have sex with a guy, she will. And she will do that with the guy she's highly sexually attracted to. See, she knows she's giving him an excuse. He doesn't know that she's giving him an excuse because she's not highly interested in having sex with him. Because if she was highly interested in having sex with him, this conversation wouldn't happen. She would just have sex. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue.
With us, we can have a lot of fun tonight, right? And if I like you in this chemistry, of course I'm going to want to see you again. So there's ways to deal with this. You just have to get good at that ejection handling, sexualize, see the pull, and you'll deal with a lot of issues that you're facing.
Oh, and wait. Let's back it up because I almost missed it. Hold on. Let me bring it back just a little bit. I want to see if I caught that.
Too, okay? But listen, that's with every other fucking guy, okay? Not me. All right? With us, we can have a lot of fun tonight, right? And if I like you in this chemistry, of course I'm going to want to see you again.
So he said, if I like you and there's chemistry, of course I'm going to want to see you again. But of course, right? So what happens is that he's promising her that if there's chemistry and all this other stuff, then of course I'm going to want to see you again. Right? So then either one or two things will happen. Either she's going to be like, well, how about we not have sex so we can see if there's this chemistry there first so you will continue to see me again. Right? Or what's going to happen is that she's going to be like, well, I had chemistry with that other guy that I had sex with and he still didn't see me again. Right? Or she's going to be basically expecting that to happen and could essentially bring drama to him. Do you see what I'm saying? See, when you're dealing with women and you want to make it casual, right? You do not promise to the woman, hey, yeah, let's do it. But yeah, of course, if everything is cool, I want to see you again. And how do you know you want to see her again? What if the sex is trash? You understand what I'm saying? What if her box smells like hot garbage? What if her head skills is trash? What if you just don't like the sex? Are you going to want to see her again? You see what I mean? But let's continue.
So there's ways to deal with this. You just have to get good at that objection handling, sexualize, see the pull, and you'll deal with a lot of issues that you're facing.
I don't want to spoil the debate that's coming up between me and Marcus and a few others. But
started early.
so yeah, no, we won't get into too much debate here, but I'm just going to say this. For guys that are looking to get laid on the first date, first of all, be prepared to burn through a bunch of great opportunities.
Come on, Blaze. Let me tell you something. Me and this guy, Blaze, over here. We've actually been Facebook friends for a long time. And me and him have hardly ever agreed on anything. I think maybe one or two things we ever agreed on. But, he's saying you're going to burn through a lot of great opportunities. How is a woman a great opportunity? Right? And see, how is a woman great to you if she's not doing what you want to do? So if you're interested in hooking up on a first date and you're sexually attracted to her, you want to make that happen, but she's not reciprocating, how is she a great opportunity? And first of all, I don't look at women as the opportunity. I'm the opportunity. You see what I'm saying? So what is this great opportunity that you're missing out on? That's what I would like to know, but let's continue.
With women that you could have had a shot with had you played solid game. So that's number one. Be prepared to do that. Number two, I do agree that if that is what you want, you need to somewhat sexualize an interaction early. I'm a big fan of sexual subcommunication to sort of test the waters, where I may talk about something more benign, but underneath, brewing beneath the surface, there's a little bit of sexual energy leaking out of me. You do want to find out logistics early on, because if she can't go home with you that night, and that's really what your goal is, you're going to want to burn that opportunity earlier and then move on to your next one, right?
Well, see, I agree with that. If you're in a situation where it's not going to go down and you want it to go down, right, then don't waste any more time. So I definitely agree with that, but let's continue.
I don't think that logistics are always handled logistically, though. I think that if you run solid game and she starts to like you,
I want to know what solid game is. He always talks about solid game, but let's continue.
All of a sudden, her logistics get better. Maybe her friend can drive the rest of the group home, right? Maybe she doesn't have to be into work quite so early tomorrow. So,
but see, and this is what I'm saying. If the woman is attracted to you, those things that you guys think are obstacles won't be obstacles, because one, it will never be brought up, right? And two, she's just going to do the thing. So a lot of times if a woman brings up anything as to why sex can't happen, that means she is not highly interested in having sex with you. It's that simple. It's that simple. You understand what I'm saying? So the fact a woman brings something up as to why it can't happen means she doesn't want it to really happen. Right? And now, when I say this, I'm not talking about that woman would never have sex with you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about she's not highly sexually attracted to you, because if she was, she would choose the sex over everything. You understand? She told me, I got to get up for work in the morning. That woman will have sex with you and go straight to work. She won't even sleep. Ask me how I know. But let's continue.
I will sexualize early. I will seed. I'll find out logistics. But first of all, guys that want to get laid on the first date, be prepared to fuck up a bunch of great opportunities.
My God. You're not fucking shit up if the woman is not highly sexually attracted to you. That means that you guys are not compatible. That means that this is not the type of woman who actually wants to have sex with you. You understand what I'm saying? If she wanted to have sex with you, she'd be showing sexual interest. And matter of fact, a lot of times these women show way more sexual interest in you than you're showing in them, but that's a whole nother story. And things will go down. But let's continue.
We'll save the rest for debate time.
Yeah, I think you're completely fucking wrong, but we'll debate that later.
Sounds good.
Well, Eric,
I think there's like we can do Schrodinger's cat here. Like I think because I was listening to both of your ideas here, and this is kind of what I think. I let her sexualize things.
And see, look, April said it right there. She said, "I've had 2 hours of sleep." That's a fact. I'm telling you. I'm telling you guys. If that woman wants to D, she ain't sleeping that night. She going straight to work. Or she's gonna smash, go straight home, take a shower, get dressed, and go straight to work. Well, let's continue.
So it's kind of what Marcus is saying, because Marcus wants to sexualize things. And what Eric is saying is if you over-sexualize things, then you could blow out the interaction. And I see both of your points. What I want to do is get her to sexualize things. So if she sexualizes things, then it's not going to blow out the interaction, even if we don't sleep together. And I'm always asking for compliance. So I don't need, so people talk about IOIs. I don't believe, this is where me and Mystery disagree. I don't believe in IOIs. I believe in IOCs. I want indicators of compliance. She followed me back to my place. She took her shoes off. She got in my bed. These are indicators of compliance. At that point, Eric, if I have a girl in my bed, she's taking her shoes off and she's laying next to me, cuddled to me. If I go for make a move to try to have sex with her on the first date, there's nothing weird about that. She's not, in fact, she's going to hang out with me. Even if she doesn't want to have sex with me, it's not going to blow out the date. So I think there's a way to do what both of you guys are saying, where you still play good game, you don't blow out the set, and at the same time, you can have sex on the first date.
So the thing is this, you can't be over sexual to a woman who's highly sexually attracted to you. Okay, because a woman who's highly sexually attracted to you, right, in a lot of cases wants it more than you, right? Now, he's saying he wants the woman to be more sexual or bring up the sex or whatever it is like that. See, this is the thing. You don't want to deal with a woman who's the one bringing it up. You want to deal with a woman who's responding to you creating a sexual situation. Okay, follow me here. So what I mean by that is this, is that if you're just chilling with a girl and she is, like being extra flirty and, like making this obvious move or gesture that she's sexually attracted to you without you first having prompted her to do that, that's not good. And I'm gonna tell you why it's not good. The reason why it's not good is because, remember, when you're dealing with women, everything she does should be in response to what you did. I'm gonna say that again. Everything she does should be in response to what you did or what you're doing, right? Because what happens is that if she's only doing things based on her just doing things and you just accept it, what you're doing is you're going along with her program and you're flowing in the direction that she's going in, right? And what happens is that when you do that, a lot of times you be in situations where you could be dealing with an attention whore. This is why you thinking, oh, this girl wants to have sex with me and all this other stuff. And then she comes over your house, y'all kicking it in the bed. And then all of a sudden she's giving you that wishy-washy energy like she don't want to do nothing. And that's because she didn't necessarily want to do anything with you sexually. She just wanted or liked the attention you were giving her. This is why you are the one that's supposed to test women and women are not supposed to be testing you, because you have to test the woman to see if she's on the same page with you, right? You're not just supposed to accept what the woman is doing on her own. But let's continue.
I think it's about knowing how to sexualize well. Like the problem is when people hear sexualizing, they think it's, oh, I need to like make out with this girl or I need to touch her. Okay. Like that's when I say sexualizing, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about creating a sexual vibe, building tension, and sexually like DHVing, right? So similar to what Michael.
The sexually DHVing, which means demonstrating high value. That's the pickup artist term. But let's continue.
Saying is like, yeah, getting the girl to sexualize, essentially, like getting you to invest in that, getting you to chase through that. So yeah, obviously, like someone talked about autistic game earlier. Like if you start to sexualize and build sexual tension with this girl, and you notice she's uncomfortable about that, you're not just going to push through and blow it out, and you're like, fuck, I missed an opportunity. You're actually going to sit there and think, okay, I've lost compliance, right? I don't have compliance to this action. What is the reason behind this? Is it a limiting belief? Is it that I just don't have enough attraction? So to Eric's point, I want to go back, build that attraction. Suddenly, like, logistics change.
Again, so and this is what the whole thing with me and Marcus when we had the debate is that he is like, well, if she's not complying, why? Let me figure it out and then start to build more attraction so that she can change her mind. What?
Get out of here, you damn nigga!
What? See, see, this is what I'm talking about, where you have these guys who their thing is they're trying to convince women and trying to wear a woman down who is not highly interested. Remember, when I say highly interested, right? I'm not saying that a woman is not interested. I'm saying she's not highly interested. You understand what I'm saying? And when a woman is not highly interested in you sexually, that's when you're going to have to try to convince her, do all that other extra shit, spend more time with her, and all that other goofy stuff. And then when you're in a situation where you've worn her down, right? Then what'll happen is that you might get into a situation where she regrets it. Okay, think about this, guys. Let's say I sell knives. I'm a knife salesman. I knock on your door and I say, hey, buddy, check out these knives I have. You should buy them. And you're like, well, I mean, I don't really need any knives. I got a bunch of knives in my kitchen. They work fine. And I'm like, no, bro, but you should check this out. You could always have more knives. And remember, you're not really interested in buying knives, but I'm trying to convince you to buy my knives. And you're like, okay, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, maybe, and I say, well, hold on, check this out. These knives are not like the knives you have because these knives can cut through anything. It could cut glass very good. It can cut through, furniture. It could cut through anything, bro. You don't have knives like these. And so I'm trying to convince you why you should get these knives, right? So then now you're like, well, I guess I think it's pretty cool that the knives could cut through things. And I'm like, yeah, buddy, you know what I'm saying? You should get these knives because all the cool people have these knives now. And check this out. It's only going to cost you $29.97. And when you get these knives, then these last forever. So you don't have to ever buy knives again. And then you're like, I don't know, I don't really think I have any room for any more knives. And I'm like, well, check this out. Let me see your drawer. Okay, check this out. You can stack these knives over here. Matter of fact, you can throw these knives away because you can get these new knives. So now I'm trying to convince you. Now, at some point, you're just going to give in. You're like, all right, fuck it. I'll buy the knives, right? Because you want me to get out of your house. You're like, okay, fuck it. I see you're really trying to work hard to get okay, I'll buy the knives, right? So then you buy the knives and I'll walk out the house. And now you're looking at the knives like, shit, why did I even buy this? Like, I don't even want these things, right? Now you're regretting wasting your money on the knives you never wanted. You see what I'm saying? This is what a lot of guys do when they're trying to pick up women, is that they're like, well, it's my skills that make me be able to pick up these women so good. Cause I'm a super pickup artist guy and I know how to pull the attraction triggers. And no, you're just wearing her down. You understand what I'm saying? You're just wearing her down, right? And then a lot of times they regret the outcome because they never really wanted the outcome. They never really wanted to be in that situation in the first place. And this is how a lot of guys try to pick up women, by wearing them down. You understand? They're like, oh no, like, bro, why are you giving up, bro? You gotta get through her resistance, bro. This is what these guys think. But let's continue.
Suddenly her opinions around, should this be a more sexualized interaction? Should I sleep with him? Might change. So anyway, we'll save.
Yeah.
We'll save
guys, we could do all the discussion on this because I'm sure Marcus has some great techniques on this too. I am a big fan of making her, like, getting her to turn things sexual. you can get away with so much more. Like I love to play innocent. I do this thing sometimes where I'm like hanging out with a bunch of girls and I'm like, these women are just, I'll have a video up. These women are just trying to use me for sex. And they'll literally just grab my dick. Like they turn things sexual. I found that when you turn things sexual, you get both things. You get to play solid game and get laid on the first date. So that's what I really like to do. Also, women, having multiple women around because they're competing for your attention, they will turn things sexual quicker. If you guys want great examples of me getting girls to turn things sexual, watch my panel show, Access Vegas. I'm really good at getting the girls to turn things sexual, so they can never say that I did any of that shit. One of my favorite questions to ask girls all the time, I said, like, be real. Like, what did your boyfriend do to make you cheat on him? Ask girls, what did your we know it's his fault. What did your boyfriend do to make you cheat on him? And she'll turn things sexual from there. But that's one thing I really, really like to do, because you get to do both. I really do feel like you can get to do both, because I want a situation where if I let a girl know I want to have sex with her and she's just not comfortable in the moment, I don't want to blow it out to where I don't see her again. And at the same time, I do expect the vast majority of the time I'm going to have sex on the first.
See, and again, this is a lot of indirect stuff. This is what I'm saying. See, it's not about trying to get the girl to turn it sexual. The girl should be sexual based on responding to you creating the sexual situation. So if you're telling a girl, hey, why'd your boyfriend cheat on you? Or why this? And then she starts talking about sex. That doesn't mean that she's turning it sexual. You understand what I'm saying? Because she has to respond sexually to you being sexual. You understand? So just asking a woman a random question to get her to talk about sex doesn't mean that you're getting it sexual, because getting it sexual really is about her responding to you sexually. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm talking to a woman and I'm flirting with her, right? And I say to her, damn, the way that your lips are looking so soft has me imagining you using your lips all over my body, right? So I'm creating a situation where I'm talking about me and her being sexual with each other. And then based on me saying that, what I'm doing is I'm seeing her response to that, because her responding to that is her responding to me and her being sexual. Do you see what I'm saying? But if you're just asking something random to get her to talk about sex, that's not necessarily about her being sexual towards you. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue.
First date.
All right. Well,
getting the woman to sexualize the interaction early on night one, it's doable, but sometimes it's difficult to evoke that sexuality and get those sexual IOIs or IOCs, as you call them. Yeah. I like that. Mystery will tell you too that an IOI is an indicator of compliance too. So they are kind of one and the same. But I've found.
But see, the thing is, if you're talking about a woman complying, that means she actually has to be responding to a specific thing. But if you're not being specific about you and her being sexual, then that's going to be the issue. But let's continue.
For night one, if that's really what I'm going for, I often have to strike first with a little bit of sexuality. I'm going to throw a sexual wrench into the gears to see how she reacts to it. If I can get her to do it first, great. I've just found that when I play a solid game, when I draw things out a little bit more, that's when I'm going to get the sexual IOIs evoked. That's when she's going to sort of sexualize. If I slow it down, she'll speed it up, right?
Or another idea is just play the complete opposite. I'm a puritanical Christian. I think sex is completely disgusting. I can't believe people have sex. You heard what Marcus said before. He goes, most guys are terrible in bed. I would say something like, yeah, most guys are terrible in bed anyway. I don't know how you guys ever have sex with guys. Women are disgusting, or like men are disgusting. Sex is gross. And the girl will stop and be like, no, I fucking love sex. I love now she just turned things sexual.
But is she turning things sexual to you? This is what, okay, guys. That's like me, I'm cooking something in my kitchen, and I say to a person, hey, do you like food? They'd be like, yeah, I like food, but I'm cooking some shit. Does that mean they want the food I'm cooking, or are they just talking about how they like food? Right? I need to be connecting it to what I'm doing. Just because they like food doesn't mean they want my food. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is, but let's continue.
That's I'll do that too. I'll play innocent or naive sometimes, or I'll make it really funny, or I'll push in the opposite direction. Or like I said before, like a scoundrel, like, what did he do to make you cheat on him? And she'll go over. I like to do things, play these games to make her make it sexual, because as long as she made the first move, you just have this carte blanche to go as far as you want. And then it's next thing you know, you're like, you guys are in a unisex bathroom having sex, like right after you just met her. Like that's the thing that happens. But I like to let her do it because it's a way. It's when she does it, I have to worry so much less about calibration when she's the one making things sexual.
See, again, she has to be responding to you sexually, though. So it's not about her trying. See, he's like, I want her to be sort of creating the situation. What I'm saying is you need to create the situation, because if you're waiting for her to create the situation, you invite attention whoring. This is why a lot of times you got guys. Okay. Guys, let me ask my people out here who actually go out to the clubs, the bars, and all this other shit, right? And some of y'all know what I'm about to say, what I'm talking about. So I would go to these spots, right? And I would go to these spots, and there'd be a lot of white girls there, right? So, you know, I'm going to all different types of spots, but especially the spots with a lot of white girls. And white girls, for some reason, love to steal niggas' hats. I don't know what it is. They like you flirting with them and shit, and they'll take your hat off and put it on their head. You understand what I'm saying? Like white women are hat stealers in the club. You understand? And they like to wear your hat while you're flirting with them and shit, right? So what I'm saying is that some women will do this because they like the attention you're giving them. It's not necessarily that they want to fuck you. It's not necessarily that you're going to smash, but the attention you're giving them in that moment, they like it, so they're going with the attention. You see what I'm saying? So what you got to understand is that just because a woman is doing something on her own, you understand what I mean? Doesn't mean that she is actually into you. You know a woman is into you when a woman is responding to your leadership. That's it. But let's continue.
Yeah, I think I think you're leading. What's the saying? Like leading the horse to water or some shit, right? Leading the girl to your dick. It's yeah, like I think you're still making the move there, but it just to the girl doesn't feel that way.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's essentially like you are making it sexual. Like, hey, what made your boyfriend cheat on you? Like, that's a slightly sexualized conversation, but it's like 1%, and then she goes 5%, and then you go 6%, and then she goes 10. So I like to see it as, yes, I'm leading this interaction. I'm moving it towards that angle, but it never feels like the girl can never turn around and be like, that's too much, right? So I would start with like, hey, what's the type of guy you're into? And then I'll tell her like, no, I think you probably prefer this type of guy. She's like, oh my God, you're right. Now I have some authority. And then I'd like start asking some more questions, kind of lead her there. So yeah, I think there's like a right way to go about this that builds a lot of sexual attraction. You can have these conversations and the girl can leave that conversation thinking like, fuck, this guy gets it. Okay. He's not trying to make out with me. He's not trying to like fucking grab my pussy just yet, but he gets it, right? He understands me, and he's probably going to be really good in bed if he understands all these things. And
so you understand her by agreeing with her nonsense and, you know, asking her about her ex and why did her boyfriend cheat on her to create a sexual situation. That's going to give her an indication that you're good in bed by you being indirect like that. What is she seeing you're getting? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're beating around the bush to try to create a sexual situation with a woman, but then at the same time, she's supposed to think you're good in bed when you know, in most cases, a woman will think you're good in bed because you are assertive and aggressive. But let's continue.
Girls will, they'll chase after that. They'll want that. So yeah, anyway, I don't want to get into this too much. We'll chat about this in a few days' time. And
I'm confused. Can I interrupt for a second? Do you guys ever have negative experiences or see anything wrong with a woman who, out of the bajillion guys of the planet, she could choose to be in a room alone with, or in a restaurant at a table alone with? Any resistance to you bringing it, like making it sexual? I can't even fathom that there would be pushback for a girl who did spend 2 hours getting ready for you, put on her heels, are uncomfortable as fuck to walk in, her makeup, blew out her hair, did whatever to show up to meet you, and assuming she's not ugly as fuck, had unlimited other options, and she's gonna be weirded out when you make things sexual.
Yeah,
maybe I'm not
100%.
following, but
So he's saying, I can't understand that a woman who would get ready on a date, look all good for you and get all nice and then come see you on a date would have a problem with you being sexual. See, he's never heard of women being attention whores. I think he needs to pick up Alan Roger Curry's book, Mode 1, shout out to ARC, rest in peace, where he talks about manipulative time wasters and wholesome pretenders. He's like, how, you see, you know what the problem is that a lot of these guys like to ignore the fact that women choose to use certain guys just for attention. But let's continue.
Yeah, no, 100%. There'll be different reasons.
You get pushback on that.
Hey,
It's
you
not
will get
pushback,
pushback, 100%. You know, 100%. You will, because
Sure.
there's a
Can
few
you
reasons,
elaborate?
right?
'Cause I
Yeah,
don't think I've
100%.
ever experienced that.
100%. Okay. So if a girl is really, really into a guy, okay, she's like, this is the coolest guy I've ever fucking met in my entire life, okay? And then he starts making it sexual. She might think like, holy fuck, I don't want to ruin this, okay? I don't want to act like a fucking whore right now, because if he just sees me as that, maybe he just wants to have sex with me once and never see me again. This is really prominent in Eastern Europe, okay? Like, damn, I'm going to pretend to be such a good girl because I think that's what most guys like. So you might get initial pushback there, and then you might have to be very clear. Listen, okay? I would say something like, listen, I'm Australian, all right? I think women are awesome when they're very open-minded. This is one thing I value, okay? I think you should be honest, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't think you should care what anyone else thinks, right? So that's one way to deal with like that one little objection.
So basically what he's saying is, because the guy was like, well, I don't understand why you guys are getting pushback and, you know, so forth and so on. And what Marcus is saying is that, you know, the woman, and he said it wrong. He said, if a girl really likes you, no, it's not about her really liking you. It's about if she sees you as the provider beta male type of guy, she's not seeing you as the sexually attractive, dominant alpha male guy. So then what will happen is that she's going to give resistance to having sex with you now because she sees you as giving her boyfriend energy now. Shout out to Ron Wills. Ron Wills just did a video about this called nesting, what is called nest attraction versus sexual attraction. So nesting attraction versus sexual attraction. And basically what he's saying is that women will choose the guys who they see as the provider type to nest with, to build something with. And then they see the other guys as the sexually attractive guys. And those are the guys who they will fuck now. Do you see what I'm saying? The ideal is to be both guys, meaning you're so sexually attractive and she sees you as boyfriend material and you know, all that other stuff, right? But what happens is that what a lot of these guys do is they spend so much time with the woman and giving her boyfriend energy by trying to convince her and spend a lot of time, right? That they're going to get this resistance in a lot of cases, but let's continue.
Other girls, it's so you have the whole like, I think is really awesome. Some girls, it's a slut shame thing. Like they just brought up thinking sex is bad and they have like really limiting views around this. So teaching them that like sex isn't bad. Okay. You can have it, you can enjoy it, blah, blah. Other girls are worried about just never seeing the guy again.
See, and this is the thing. You see how he's trying to, oh, sex isn't bad. You can enjoy the sex. You can do. They know this. They know this. They just don't want to have sex right now with you. They think it's like these guys think that they're explaining something to women they don't know, or they got to try to convince the woman, hey, sex is great. They know sex is great. They probably just sucked dick before they came on a date with you. They know this. right? They're just putting you in this sort of bag of you're the guy I'm not going to have sex with now because I don't see you like that. They know this. They're just not showing you that side of them. You understand? That's like that's like a woman trying to convince you that being in a relationship is great. Nigga, a man knows if he finds a woman who's consistent, who submits, and who's about his shit, he will wife her up. We know this. That's like a woman you fucking that you know would never be wifey material is trying to convince you to make her your girl. She's like, come on, Bob. Come on, Bob. Like, having a girlfriend is awesome. You should make me your girlfriend. And Bob is looking at her like, bitch, I would never wife you. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing she can say. Like, Bob knows that if he found an awesome chick, he would wife her up. He knows this. He knows that it's beneficial and that a relationship would be awesome. He knows this. But he don't want that with her. So her trying to convince Bob that he should try a relationship is ridiculous because it's not that he doesn't know it. He just doesn't want it with her. Same thing with you guys trying to convince these women. Hey, girl, don't worry about that. Sex is great. We should have sex. Don't worry about She knows sex is great. She just don't want to have it with you. Well, let's continue.
So if I have sex with him, I give away my power, which is like a lot of times true. And they use it as like a game tactic. They're taught this in fucking online books and shit. So maybe they're thinking like, hang on, I'm going to play this a little bit and I'm going to try making chase, right? And that way, maybe I'll get to see him a few more times.
And see, notice what he said, well, they teach these girls in books that if they have sex, it's like giving away their power. So they're trying to, hold off on it. And what you got to understand is that when a woman is highly sexually attracted to you, she can't help herself and she wants the dick. So if she can hold off on the dick, that means she don't want your dick that bad. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, listen, if you were starving and somebody gave you a plate of shit and piss and they said, here, eat this. And you're like, no, actually, I'll hold off on that. I don't need to eat it now. We should wait and let me get to know the chef of this shit and piss and let's talk about it and let's have a conversation and let's sit here and get to know each other first before I eat this shit and piss. No, you don't want to eat the shit and piss. That's why you are resisting it because the shit and piss is not fucking desirable to you. But if it was some food that you really liked, you would eat it. Why? Because you're starving and you want the food. So if you can resist and it's easy for you to resist, then what you're resisting is something that you don't desire. Well, let's continue.
And so, yeah, you'll face all of these like little objections and shit. I agree with you. She's not going to reject the idea because she's not into you.
Like, I think it'd be weird if you didn't sexualize it. That would what would make it awkward. That would blow it out.
Yeah, like my huge thing is sexualizing. The number one attraction trigger I think you can show for most men is sexual authority. I also do sex coaching. I run like BDSM workshops. I'm all about sexualizing.
That's awesome.
But I think it's important to know that there are going to be like certain levels of pushback there, and there's ways to deal with those though.
Maybe it's because my style, even from the initial beginning, from the texting and stuff, is very romantic. You could say like lover boy game. So she's not thinking. I mean, she always has the thought in the back of her head, like the what if and the anxiety. But she's not, at least as much with probably with other guys, she's not worrying about, oh, he just wants to fuck me one time and then leave.
You see what I'm talking about? So he's basically saying, I do this lover boy shit, which is I'm being all romantic and texting her and hitting her up and doing all that other extra shit. Boyfriend energy, right? Which is causing these situations to go down a certain way. But let's continue.
In Latin culture, especially where I live in Brazil now, actually leaving Brazil, but where I live, the flake rate, if no one's ever lived in Brazil for a while or traveled to Brazil and stayed here for a significant time, you guys cannot imagine the flake rate here. I don't care what you think about any other market. I've picked up girls from Tennessee to Taipei, from California to Kenya at this point. I know every fucking dating market in and out. Nothing can compare to the flakiness of a Brazilian girl. So
see, he thinks it's these guys not understanding they're the common denominator. He thinks it's because of where he's at. No, it's you. You understand what I'm saying? It's you. You see what I mean? So the thing is that it's interesting because I think he said, if I'm not mistaken, that he lives in Brazil. And so, him being, a white guy in Brazil, right? And he's doing all this lover boy shit. Then, of course, you're going to have women who are going to gravitate to him at first. But then what could happen is that when they're in a situation with him and they can tell he's just trying to smash, or, he's going opposite of what the lover boy thing is, then they probably start flaking on him. But let's continue. That's just what I'm hearing and seeing so far, but let's continue.
I got really, really good at my qualification. I got really, really good at making them feel special. There's something about our chemistry, our understanding, our sense of humor. We both hate wokies, and we're going to make dark jokes about eating babies, like whatever the fuck it is. There's something about our unique chemistry. And I found that reduced my flake rate a lot. And then also Brazil's a very, very sexual culture too. And
So he's saying that he reduced the flake rate by doing that lover boy romantic shit, which is essentially promising the women that there's relationship situation that could occur. But let's continue.
I don't think I fucked a true like American girl since like 2016. I think that's the last time I put my dick, maybe like 2018 once. Anyway, I digress, but so maybe
he's a passport, bro. Let's continue.
My
Trump
maybe like in Latin,
2024.
what'd you say?
I say congratulations. That's
yeah,
I'm happy for you.
You're clean now. You're absolved. You're clean. You're pure now. Yeah. You don't have all our you don't have all our fucking cholesterol and our high sodium content and our wokeness. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, the seed oils. But I don't know. I'm off on a tangent a little bit, but yeah, part of it is dating market, and like I'll say things outright to girls. Again, it's also Latin culture. They're more submissive. They respond better to dominant men. But I'll say things to a girl like out of the blue. Like we'll be eating. I'm like, how do you like your mac and cheese? Oh, it's good. Okay, cool. Well, what if this? What if I just treated you?
So he's taking these girls out to dinner. Okay.
Like a delicate, sweet little princess in the streets, but like my dirty little sex slave in the bedroom. How would you like that? And they just get like, you see like they're.
So basically he's like, how about I be your boyfriend? Well, let's continue.
Eyes just like they won the lottery, like they know they have a winning lottery ticket, but they don't want anybody else. Like that's their reaction. And I don't know. I'll leave it open to some conversations.
I agree. Like it's going to be similar in Eastern Europe. Women respond really, really strongly to dominance there. So yeah, I mean, look, you're probably going to still, I imagine, like you could let us know, you're probably going to still face some girls that are like, oh my gosh, no, I'm not sure, and blah, blah. But yeah, for the most part, if you can display dominance with like South American girls, with Eastern European girls, that's going to like trump a lot of other things. And I think like you're missing an opportunity if you don't do that. I think there's like ways to transition in that, which you're probably using, and there's ways to make it smooth. But yeah, like being able to demonstrate that, I think is like a game changer. There's a lot of guys missing with these.
It has to be balanced out with like the hardcore qualification and like I don't say lover boy game, because I know that lover boy can mean like other shady things now. Apparently, these whatever you want to.
Yeah, it's manipulative. It's acting as if, right, you're really, really into the woman. Oh, romantic, like, like, isn't that shit Andrew Tate was doing? but let's continue.
I call it the romantic style game. I think it's very well balanced by that. I don't think that she's thinking, at least, as high as other guys, I just want to fuck her once and then leave her. I think that has to be balanced out. I think that's kind of the key.
So Casey, let me just ask you a quick question, because I just want to clarify. So you've never sexualized an interaction and gotten pushback from it?
Not on a date. Or put it this way, like maybe I've had like bad first dates, but I wouldn't say that was like per se the reason. Like it was going great until I tried to kiss her, then it got weird.
So then that's pushback. What are we talking about? He said, I never got pushback, but not on a date, but when I went to kiss her, it got weird. Bro, that's pushback. What are we talking about? What got weird after you kissed her? You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Never had that.
Okay, because I feel like that's a pretty universal hurdle for men to get over, whether a dating coach, a newbie, an intermediate. We've all sort of gone for the kiss a little too soon, said a little something that
a little too soon, hilarious,
was over the line. So Yeah, I'm just trying to get some
No, I mean,
clarity.
I'm sure I've done that, but just not typically on a date, right? And in cold approach situations, yeah, I'm sure I fucked it up.
I don't think he understands what pushback is, but let's continue.
By moving things forward too quickly all the time. But a date is different because, again, and I do a lot of voice notes. I always do a video call. I'm super good. I can qualify a girl on anything. I can say, what's your favorite color? White or black? I can qualify like both, like opposite of the spectrum. I can find a
You're
reason.
racist, no matter what you say.
Yeah,
You're
exactly,
racist.
right?
No matter
yeah,
what.
I mean, it sounds like you're
a fucking
building
bigot.
up in text, right? So like
What'd you say?
have a really, you're building up in text. Like before these girls get on the date, they're pretty down. Like for instance, like
so basically what he's doing is he's doing a lot of things through text, voicemail, and other stuff to create a situation where, you know, the woman is looking at him in more of a romantic type of situation versus we just getting together to hook up. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue.
I've done, I mean, I don't know how many hundreds of like straight to the home dates. I've never had an issue ever, right? Like these girls come over in lingerie. I'm usually sexting them beforehand. Like you're never going to fucking face an issue there, of course. So I think like the amount of like pre-game or whatever you want to call it, there could be an argument to strengthen Eric's point that maybe it is already long game. Maybe you already have been texting him for a little bit. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, like these things we can test. It's like saying like, have you ever got pushback from like seating the pool and trying to pull? Does that mean you like stop trying to do it? No, you see the pool, figure out the ejection. I think it's the same thing with sexualizing.
No, yes, you stop trying to do it. What is it? Okay, what is it with these guys where it's like a woman is showing that she doesn't have high interest, she's being resistant, and they still want to like try? Like what is this? What is this? But let's continue.
Like you sexualize, if there's like slight pushback, you just pull back a little bit, figure out what it is, and the earlier you do that, the more time you have to do it. But anyway, well, I think this is turning into the debate instead of into this.
Yeah, so I didn't mean to ruin you guys' next content.
Yeah, good getting your
Well, one thing I wanted to say too, maybe this will be, I don't know, since I'll try to change the subject slightly, but not entirely. What I was going to say, something controversial is, and probably most of the guys listening to this podcast whenever it comes out, or this YouTube video may not be in the situation, but for like at least every guy on the panel will understand this. In many circumstances, a lot of nuance to this, so don't get too literally, but in many circumstances, you shouldn't try too hard to get laid on the first date per se, because those are sometimes the lower quality girls. When I think back to like,
oh my God, what are we talking about? He said you shouldn't try to get laid on the first date because those are the lower quality girls. What? Let's see what he's gonna say.
The few times that I've laid like true nines, like actual hardcore nines, in her worst photo by anyone's standards, like the ones.
See, I had a hardcore 9, even in her worst photos by anyone. What are we talking about? But let's not get on the tangent here. You know, these niggas think that whatever a 9 is a fact. But let's continue.
That even like are rare for guys like us. It was all
he said are rare for guys like us. At least he's admitting he ain't really got game like that. But let's continue.
Almost never on the first night. These girls are just, they have higher standards. They're pickier. They're more picky about who they're going to let get on top of them and flop around for a bit. And because
yo, he said these 9s and 10s and all of that, you know, if you have sex with a girl on a first date, she's low quality because these 9s and 10s are pickier. You know, they don't just hop on anyone. Nigga, what are you talking about? How do you know this? What is he talking about? See, this is the problem. See, this is what these guys believe because in their reality, they have to do so much shit to pull a woman they think is really hot. But then what happens is that same woman, right, that he's saying isn't going to just hop on anyone, the same woman he's doing that lover boy nonsense with is going to meet a guy and have sex with that guy the first night, is going to meet a guy at the club and suck his dick in the bathroom. What are we talking about? See, I've had this situation happen twice in real life. Twice. Let me explain it to you. Remember, I told you guys this. One situation, I smashed a girl that I just met. Then what happened was a dude that I knew who threw parties invited me to a party and was like, yo, come through. I want to introduce you to this chick I've been messing with. The chick he introduced me to was the same girl I smashed, on the first night. Now, what happened was that woman, he really liked, and they've been dating for like a month or so, and he still didn't hit. And the reason why he didn't hit is because that woman told him she's not that type of girl. I got to get to know you, all that other shit. Right? That's the first time that type of shit happened in my life. Second time that happened, actually, that was the second time that happened. The first time this actually happened was I was young. I was about maybe 19, 20, 21 in that age range, right? I was seeing this girl. I wanted to smash. Me and her never smashed, right? And I was seeing her for a little while, maybe like, I don't know, month and a half, but we just never got to smash. You know, I went out with her maybe 2-3 times and shit on some bullshit when my game was fucking weak, right? Fast forward, maybe 5 years later, my dad met the same girl and smashed, and that girl became his girlfriend. So my dad is a reggae artist, so he was doing a show. He said, hey, come through to my show. My new girlfriend is singing in the band. I go to see my father perform. I walk in there on stage, and I see the girl singing. I say, wait a second. That's the chick that I used to date. And my fucking pops smashed her quickly when I was in a situation where she was talking about she ain't that type of girl. Do you guys understand what the fuck is going on? So these dudes don't know what the fuck they're talking about. These guys, that's like, he's like, well, if a woman has sex with you quick on the first date, she's probably low quality. Because a woman who's a 9 and who's hot and who could get all these guys, she's just not going to do that. She's just not hopping on any guy. What the fuck? You know what these dudes sound like? That's like somebody saying, you know what? That Clark Kent guy, he's a stand-up dude. He has a lot of morals and integrity. You know, that Clark Kent guy, he's awesome because, he does this and this and that. But that Superman, though, you got to watch out for that Superman guy because the Superman guy is low quality. He just goes and takes action whenever. He's up there stopping trains, doing all this other extra shit just at the drop of a hat. Don't fuck with that Superman guy. That Superman guy is low quality. But that Clark Kent, though, he's high quality. What? It's the same motherfucking person. What are we talking about? Talking about, if a woman is low quality, she'll sleep with you on the first date. But if it's a high quality 9 or 10, she's going to make you wait, because guys like us, we don't even get those girls. So, she's going to make it. What are we talking about? This is crazy. But let's continue.
Because they're going to make you wait. So I find that for the higher quality, more beautiful, and again, there's so much nuance. Like, are you a tall, good-looking white guy in the Philippines? Okay, it's like that new Tinder meme that came out. It's like popular on Reddit, where like the Chad said in his profile, he just got out of jail for abusing women. Like, you could be that guy. You could open with, hey, I just got out of jail for beating a woman. But tall white guy in the Philippines, you're still going to late on the first day. But I would argue that a lot of times you shouldn't try.
So basically what he's saying is, if you're the tall Chad who's sexually appealing, you don't have to wait. Women will have sex with you on the first date. But since I'm not that guy and the rest of us on the panel aren't that guy, she's going to make us wait. See, he basically just told on himself already. Like, he basically said those women aren't going to just have sex with a guy quickly. But then he says those women will have sex with a guy quickly if she's sexually attracted to that guy because he's a Chad. Hello? Oh, is it she had so she has low quality with the Chad? So she's a low quality bitch with the Chad, but with you, she's high quality because she makes you wait. Interesting. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? The same woman can be high quality and low quality at the same goddamn time. Isn't that interesting? Wow. Man, but let's continue.
Because it means you're going after low quality girls in some circumstances.
I don't know. I'm curious what Michael thinks here. Like I've pretty much like most of the girls I've ever slept with has been very early, like almost mostly first night. And I'm just trying to think if I get more, like if it's more difficult with hotter girls. I think it's more difficult to build attraction with hotter girls, obviously. But when it comes to like objections,
So wait a second. When I was debating Marcus here, he said that when I said you could have sex with a girl in 5 minutes that you met and fuck her in the bathroom, he said that they were low quality, but now all of a sudden he's talking about, I don't know, I've had sex with these girls. Like what you see what I'm saying? Like these dudes, they're not standing on anything. But let's continue.
I think it's more just like cultural. Like I find in America, girls are way like they could be super hot, but they just like down first night. It's like culturally acceptable. Whereas like you go to Ukraine, right? Or maybe not now, but a few years ago. Yeah, like trying to
I have safety. Come with me. I have safety.
Exactly. It's yeah.
It's easy to pull to a bomb shelter. If you want to set up logistics, just find the nearest bomb shelter. It's easy to pull. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that.
The ratio that's pretty bad, too many dudes. But you can
cut that part
Eastern
out.
Eastern Europe, sorry, is there's like a lot of rejection. So you could have like a average Polish girl, right? Like 7 out of 10 or whatever. And she'll give a lot of, I don't do this. This is not fair. And they are a lot harder to close than like a 10 in America. So I think it is.
And see, this is the problem. A lot of these guys, they don't focus on themselves. So they're always like, well, the girl over here is harder. And the hotter girl, I think, is harder to get. And then, so it's like, they don't even realize what they're saying doesn't make sense, because the hotter girl is, there's no fact a girl is hotter than the next. Do you understand what I'm saying? Listen, you can't tell a motherfucker that likes fat women that this skinny bitch over here is hotter than the fat girl he trying to fuck. You can't tell him. You understand what I'm saying? You can't tell that nigga nothing. So all of this, oh, well, is the hotter girl harder? There's no such thing. How? Well, let's continue.
More like culturally as opposed to looks I've kind of noticed. But yeah, I guess maybe in America, like hotter girls might be like slightly more difficult or more picky or whatever it is. But yeah, for me, it's like very much cultural.
So going back to what you said before, yeah, it definitely cultural. So I'm only talking to American girls, so I have to swim through this fucking ocean of obesity and what's it called? These girls feel like entitlement. It's ridiculous levels of entitlement. I still agree that they'll have sex on the first date, but it's just like, it's going back to what you said before, Casey. Like for me, I almost exclusively go out with girls. Maybe you guys wouldn't think they're 10s, but they get attention like they're 10s, meaning these are girls that have 3-4 million followers on Instagram, stuff like that, or girls that are very, very hard to get their attention. And in these situations, when I let them make things sexual, or if I have the bigger, better deal, or if they feel enough psychological pressure from other women like approving of me through pre-selection or mate choice copying, those are the times when I end up sleeping with the girls who are 10s on the first date. That's usually what happens. But like what Marcus is talking about before, I'm usually talking to girls who initially don't like me, and I make them like me. I generate attraction through different cues in evolutionary psychology.
All right, so now I got to hit him with a button. I fucked some mic, but I got to hit him with a button, though. That's crazy. Listen, let me tell you guys something. Do you realize you can't make a woman who doesn't like you? It's impossible. See, again, I try to explain this to you guys. It's either a woman is interested or she's not. But interest has levels. High interest, medium interest, low interest. See, what a lot of guys think is they meet a woman who has medium interest, which means she's sort of in the middle. They wear her down, and then that woman deals with him. So he thinks, I had a woman who doesn't have interest in me be interested in me. But no, you had a woman who has medium interest that you wore down, and then now she gave in. That's what happens. Because you can't turn a woman who has no interest in you to having interest in you based on your game or based on your skills, as Marcus would say it, right? Like, oh, I got the skills to get the woman shit test. So, okay, check this out. Let me point it out to you guys. Let me point it out to you. Think about this. If it's your skills of you're convincing and you have all this pickup game. Can a gay dude with his skills get you to sleep with him? Think about that.
Yes. Yes.
Can a gay dude you have no interest in? Remember, you have no interest in this gay dude. Can he, with his pickup skills, be so persuasive and convince you to have sex with him?
Yes. Yes.
Bro, the gay dude is going to be like, listen, my pickup skills are so good, I can get any straight man to deal with me. What? I don't, the gay guy's like, I don't even go for gays. I go for all the straight men. I go for the guys who are not interested in me to be interested in me. What? Come on, fam. Stop. But this is the thing that pickup artists want you to believe. See, pickup artists want you to believe that there is a magic formula to making something happen. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so so when I tell these guys, listen, I just approach a chick, have a conversation with her, and she's either showing interest or she ain't, right? They're like, but Locario, you didn't do anything, bro. That's not game. You didn't fucking demonstrate high value and neg her and push pull and you didn't show her that you're a leader of men. You didn't take her from A1 to A2 to the A3 paradigm. You didn't do any of that, Locario. Where's the game at, bro? You didn't pass her shit test, man. What are you talking about? Because see, these guys think, because remember, pickup artistry is nerd shit. You got to understand, it's from nerdy type of stuff. So what happens is that they have to feel like they've gone through the journey in order to get the girl. This is why he said that he feels like the woman is low quality if she just has sex with a guy and just jumps on his dick and have sex with him. Because he feels like you have to demonstrate high value to the woman that you're a high value guy, and then she will bless you with the vagina. And then they feel like she's high quality because she chose you based on all the work you put in. Based on all the pickup artist work you put in. You understand what I'm saying? But that's the end of that joint. But shout out to Game Global. Shout out to them. Man, my guys. This is why the game is very, very, very important. This is why the game is important. You guys have to, be able to understand this shit, or you're going to be lost. You're going to be lost. And the thing is, I don't want you guys out here lost. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want you guys out here lost, out here in these streets, because, you're going to waste a lot of time, energy, and resources on women who don't fuck with you. You understand? You're going to waste a lot of time. You know what I mean? But guys, if you want to call up, we're going to do another maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then we're going to wrap this up. So I got to get something to eat. You feel me? But let me see what the questions are saying on some of these questions. You said, whatever happens to after hours office sex when companies were closed and two folks smashed on desks and shit, everyone used to keep quiet, but not in these living era days. This nigga, he's up here watching these softcore porn videos like, oh man, I want this shit to happen now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these motherfuckers is working from home now. You know what I'm saying? They're working from home. So that's what's happening. That is what's happening. So let me see. Hold on. Let me see what some more of these questions are saying. So would you agree that your rules and standards are so rigid that most women are never going to submit? You act as though only your version of game is the best version. Yeah, that's what I want. I want that to happen. I know most women are not going to submit. That means that those women are not for you. See, the problem is that a lot of guys are trying to make women who aren't for them for them. You understand what I'm saying? And see, there is no best version of game. There's just game. I keep trying to tell y'all this. The issue is that when you don't understand the game, you think there's lots of versions of game. You understand? There's no best version of the game. It's the game. That's it. Either you have the game or you don't. Shout out to Kobe Lean. So we got some free calls if you guys want to call up. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you got make that happen. If you guys want to call up, do it now. You said may you please clarify yourself for me? Hold on, you said the stuff these folks saying make logical sense, but deep in my gut, I know this isn't how things really work. Well, what's making logical sense? You got to tell me what's the thing that makes logical sense to you. You understand? Because see, this is the thing. You have to actually really be the type of guy who can attract women on your terms, right? And be able to stand on your shit to really be able to make shit make sense logically. Just like I said, you know, a lot of guys believe that they're making women like them. And the reason why they believe that is because these guys, you know, the pickup artist community, they had a hard time attracting women. Even the guy in the video, he said, you know, guys like us. What he meant was nerds, guys who had a hard time attracting women. So he's like, guys like us usually don't get these 9s and 10s and all that other shit. You understand? And so what'll happen is that to make themselves feel good, they need to say the woman is low quality when she's fucking Chad and Tyrone. You understand? So they want to feel special. Like I have these magical powers that my game skills, these magical powers that make the woman want me. And so therefore, if I can use these magical powers to get her, then that must mean she has she's a high quality woman because she was able to recognize that I demonstrated high value and that I showed her that I was a leader of men. And then therefore she wants me because I'm that guy. You see what I'm saying? He said, I'm more so meant people having sex now and then months and years later complaining to society and social media about it. What are you talking about? People having sex and then complaining about it. What do you need to call in. I don't know what you're talking about. If wherever you go, there you are, then does that mean there really is nowhere to go or a destination to arrive at? You just simply be? Yes, there you go. There you go. There you go. Brandon writes, you have just woken up, my son. You have seen the light. You understand. You know what I'm saying? You understand. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You understand what's going on out here in these streets. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's the thing, guys. The thing you guys got to understand is that when you want to create sexual situations with women, remember, you're leading, they're following. Remember, she should be responding to you sexually. You understand? It needs to be about her showing you that she is interested in having sex with you. The reason why a lot of these guys tiptoe about the sexual situation is because most of these guys don't actually believe women like sex like that, which is why they say she's low quality if she has sex quickly. Because deep down, they feel there's something wrong with having sex. So they're like, oh, she must be a low quality whore and slut and scum and cum bucket if she just wants to have sex that quick. Right? I have to demonstrate my high value and do all that other shit first. And then she's high quality. I got to give her my lover boy game. What? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo. Oh my goodness. But guys, listen, man. I'm about to wrap this shit up. I think that was the last question. And guys, make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com. Make sure you guys go to masculineidentitymembership.com. Do it. You know what I'm saying?
Just do it.
Make sure you guys do all that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, make sure you get that shit cracking, man. Make sure you get that shit cracking. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Oh, hold on, we got a call. Hold on, let's do this call real quick because I see somebody trying to call in. Let's do this call real quick. Let's go to 305. 305, what's popping? Who this?
Hello.
Yo.
I am just asking real quick. The free call's still available, right? Just want to take advantage of this last moment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What I wanted to know, and I've been, I guess observing your streams over time. What you say, right, is valid, right? Because what you say, I see the relationship with my father and his wife, and whatever he does, his wife follows him, no matter what. And I'm like, oh, that's why the relationship is so well with him. That's why he likes her so much, because he's basically, he's the leader, and she's just like the co-pilot in a way.
Right.
So I understand the philosophy where you're coming from. So in summary, you have to be the main character of your own story, basically, right?
Exactly. Right. And everything has to flow from that meaning. So when you're dealing with women, right, specifically, that means that she has to be a part of your program instead of you trying to figure out how to get with her. She's supposed to be figuring out how to get with you, but she can only figure out how to get with you if you have a program. You see what I'm saying? Which most guys don't have because they're busy chasing pussy. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Understood. So basically, most men, they see it at a surface level. They only see, oh, I just got to get laid. I want to get laid. I'll do everything what I can, even to disrespect myself to get laid, to get that objective, because that's all what most men want, basically. And women basically see that. Right.
Exactly. And that's what a lot of guys do because they're focused on the vagina. They'll say, oh, well, I'll double text her, triple text her. I'll, even though she's disrespecting me, I'll still try to convince her that we should hang out. She's ignoring my calls or she's flaking, but I still give her another chance. Like they'll do all that stuff because they don't respect themselves as men. You see what I'm saying? And what it is that when you respect yourself as a man, what you do is that you only take seriously women who reflect the love you have for yourself. Because if I love myself and I put myself in high regard, why would I want to deal with a woman who isn't attracted to me highly? Because I'm attracted to me highly. I'm highly attracted to me. So she has to reflect that too. She has to be highly attracted to me also. If she's not, then why the fuck am I dealing with her? You see what I'm saying? It makes no sense.
Understood. So basically, most guys from, what we're seeing and stuff, they're FOMOing pretty hard. They're doing everything they can to get whatever quote unquote asset that they're trying to obtain, but in reality, they're getting themselves played. Right?
Exactly. That's basically what's going down. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Thank you for everything. Just wanted to clarify and thanks for your teachings and stuff. All right.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call, brother. All right. So let's go to 239. 239. What's popping? Who this?
Hey man, I'm gonna be quick though. This is Caleb. Calling from Boca 20. I actually donated to Miles.
That's what's up. Appreciate it, Bram. Appreciate it. What's going on?
So real quick, a lot of we had a couple people, a couple of shows you've done where people will mention sales, right? Like inbound, outbound. I'm noticing, or if you notice this, like a lot of them treat attraction like sales, and that's what do you think that's where they like mess up?
Yeah, because what it is that they are trying to convince a person who doesn't want the product to want the product because they want money that bad. You see what I'm saying? Because this is the thing.
Okay.
But this is the thing. When you're selling, right? You have an audience or customer base who wants your shit. Like, so for example, if you're selling makeup, like, lipstick and eyeshadow, whatever fuck it is, right? Who would the customers be? Women, right?
Yeah.
Right. So why would I waste time trying to sell makeup to guys? You see what I'm saying? Like, why am I trying to convince the guy to buy lipstick? Now, there are guys who wear lipstick, but en masse, who's the customer? The women. You see what I'm saying? So why would I be sitting there trying to convince a guy, man, but you should try this lipstick, bro? Like, it's for what? You see what I'm saying? It's a waste of time. And that's what these guys are doing. They're trying to convince women who don't really want them to want them. You understand? And they think that in order to get women to want you, you have to demonstrate to them, why they should want you, or women won't want you if you don't demonstrate it. That's the problem with a lot of these pickup artist guys, that they don't believe in their masculinity and who they are, to the point where they don't believe that women just like them as men off the strength, right? They think they have to do something and demonstrate something and be this guy, this fucking character in order to attract a woman. You understand what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Right. So that's why if like someone hopped on a call or just started trolling and stuff, you'll let them go, because you know they don't want to adhere to the actual program, the actual game, because and that's the thing, is like the problem is that what tricks these guys too is that they don't realize women can't fuck every guy, but what women can do is they can take as much attention as they want. They can take endless attention. So what will happen is that some of these women that they deal with are just with them for attention, but they don't really want the guy. You understand? So a lot of times they waste time with a lot of women. And then what they do is that because they're investing more time and energy into the woman, they want to wear the situation down because they feel like they've invested a lot of time and energy. And on top of that, they put the woman on a pedestal because they value her based on her look. So if they're talking to a girl who they think is a 9, who they feel like they could never get before, and that girl gave him the number, and he's like, oh, let me text her. Oh, she didn't return my call. Well, let me send her some cute text or a voice note, and maybe she'll respond. And then the girl responds, but she's responding because, she just wants to be taken out, but she don't really like him. So then now he takes her out. He's trying to do all this extra shit. The girl's not really that into him. So then he texts her again. She doesn't respond. He double texts her, triple texts her. Then it's like he's doing all this extra shit, trying to convince this woman that doesn't like him to like him. And he's doing that because he's already invested so much time and energy. So he's trying to get a return on his investment. And that's the part that sucks, because when you're investing all this time and energy and attention into the woman, you get into a deeper hole because you're like, well, shit, I didn't went this far. I've gone this far. Why am I going to turn back? You feel what I'm saying? I need to try to finish this situation. I remember there was a guy who I used to work with when I used to work at a gym. And I used to always thought this was funny. He would deal with women and he would keep interacting with them until he smashed. So whether it took him a few days or a few months, he would continue to try to deal with a woman until he smashed. And I'll be like, bro, why do you keep chasing these women? And he would always say to me, he'd be like, Locario. He'd be like, listen, well, he'd say Hashim, because that's my first name. He's like, Hashim, I gotta complete the mission. And I used to always think that was fucking hilarious. He'd be like, I gotta complete the mission. And that's what these dudes are doing. They have that mentality of, I gotta complete the mission. You see what I mean? Because they're chasing these women down in order to have sex with them. Because the sex is more about validation than sex. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. That's why they enjoy it at the end. Like, they can't even... it's all about just finishing it. They're not even like
exactly.
Yeah, yeah, that's low key being emotionally attached to.
Mm-hmm. Nah, that's real shit.
Yeah,
that's
great
real
call,
shit.
man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate the call, brother. All right. All right. So let me kill the phone lines real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I think we got 2 more questions and we're gonna wrap it up. Or 3 more questions. Says, if a woman resists on first date from me flirting with her, should I end the date right on the spot? Absolutely. Be like, hey, listen, this was fun. Head out. Or, hey, thanks for coming out. I'm out. Says, does learning / watching any content surrounding women or pick up women make me a nerd? No, it's not about you watching content. You understand what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with being a nerd. If you want to be a nerd, be a nerd. The thing is that you need to actually take action and be a student of the game. So that's really what it's about. Says, there ain't no fucking good today. With all respect, women are full of shit. They will never tell the truth. Watch her actions and not her words. R.I.P. RAC. Your thoughts? What's the thing? This is why you have to be a leader, figure your shit out, and only deal with women who follow your lead and who are part of your program. It's really that simple. Like, this shit is not complicated or rocket science. It's just that guys don't want to adhere to the fact that there are certain women who are not like, who are not for you. You understand? That's really all it is. Dudes don't want to have to charge chicks to the game. They want to be like, well, my skill of pickup can get any of these girls. You understand? That's basically what they want to know, or they want to feel like. You understand? You understand? So yeah, man, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm about to wrap this shit up. Make sure you guys go to badboymembership.com to join the Bad Boy membership. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. And I'll holler at y'all later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. I'm out.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today.
Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below.
Click the link below or go straight to MrLocario.com to get the documentary Game Kings, The Definition of Game.
Because Locario, in my opinion, it's the best dating coach on YouTube or whatever the fuck. Everything he says, ambulance. Everything he says, I have nothing against him. I have no contradiction.